What's going on, guys? Failed to listen, and this is my review for The Witcher 3 DLC, Hearts of Stone for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the PC. So in terms of the visuals, gameplay, and sound, two of those which I would normally get out of the way first, I think if you want to know how I really feel about the gameplay and the visuals in The Witcher 3 as well as the sound, you need to go and check out my full review for the base game, the vanilla game, and I will leave a link to that in the description. I think because for the most part, a lot of that remains unchanged. This isn't Blood and Wine, and I will do a separate review for that. And there just isn't a lot that's changed with Hearts of Stone. I mean, there are some new characters, which I will get to in a moment when I talk about the story. I won't say too much. This is going to be a little bit different from some of the other reviews. I don't want to give too many spoilers if I can avoid that. But one thing I will say, while it still looks fantastic, it still sounds fantastic, and I love the gameplay in The Witcher 3. I think it's really, really solid. One thing I will say is that there is, in one way, a lot less gameplay in Hearts of Stone. I think I spent 15 to 20 hours total in Hearts of Stone playing, if you want to actually call it playing. There's a lot of dialogue in The Witcher 3 anyway, but I think especially with this DLC, you're going to find, as I found, there's a lot less playing in terms of, attacking enemies and using your signs and, worrying about what potion you might take before a battle, things like that. There's not a lot of that going on in this DLC. This isn't Blood and Wine, where it's like a completely new world and the visuals have changed a great deal. This is not the same. This is not that. But that isn't to say, right, that it tells a bad story. It's just that the gameplay, you're walking around at weddings doing like wedding activities and dancing, and Geralt's got his hand on his hips walking around in this, I think it's like a tent or a building of some kind. It's a little ridiculous at times, and I was getting worried that I wasn't going to enjoy this DLC, but by the end of the story, because the story is absolutely why you play Hearts of Stone, it turned out to be really solid. There was a moment there where they got a little GTA 5 on us, I think. There was a moment where you had one quest that you could pick certain members to be in your party for this heist, and that was a really good quest, the whole thing. But I think the star of the show is no doubt Olgierd. I mean, he is what this DLC is about. If you don't enjoy Olgierd, then you're probably not going to enjoy this DLC. And just right from the beginning, I knew that he was going to be a great character because it's beautifully voice acted. Shani is another one. You can also, if you choose to, you can romance her. So there's always got to be that if you want to do that in these Witcher games. So, I mean, all in all, I wouldn't say there's tons of new enemy types. At the beginning of the DLC, when I first started, there was a giant toad, and that sort of ties in with the overall story as well. And again, I'm trying not to spoil any of that. It's really hard to say much without spoiling it, but even though I wasn't always, super into what I was doing in terms of the gameplay, and, you have to play some of this a little bit walking around at these weddings and dancing, and, there's, like I said, there's a lot of dialogue here to get to where you want to be. It has a really satisfying ending, although there's not tons of gameplay involved with that either. But, the fighting the giant toad or the caretaker really got me. Like, I was really surprised by the caretaker, and I think it was maybe the only frustrating moment I've had my entire time with The Witcher 3. That enemy was actually kind of tough until I figured things out. I think he did kill me the first time, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I understand what's going on here. But outside of a few new enemies, nothing has much changed. It just tells a really, really good story. Is it as great as the base game? I don't think so, but it's it's definitely the best huge side quest, right? If you want to call it that. If this DLC is one very, very long side quest, I would say it's really solid from that standpoint. Definitely, maybe the best side quest of all time in any RPG. It's really good. I just you get a really nice gift at the end of this DLC. I won't spoil that either, but man, it was good. Again, at the beginning, I was feeling like, I don't know about this DLC. I don't think I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna finish it, but I don't think I'm gonna like this. But even though there wasn't a lot of fighting, a lot of action, I still really enjoyed it, and I think it's because I really find myself interested in the Witcher universe after finishing the base game. I want to get, like, you know, the collector's edition guide and, you know, anything else that I can get Witcher related, and maybe even read some of that stuff. I think I'm gonna do it, man. This Hearts of Stone in the base game, they really got me considering a number of different things now. But The Witcher 3 it's fantastic. It is fantastic. Blood and Wine, I have started that. Again, I'm not entirely sure what's happening just yet because I've only played like maybe the first 45 minutes to an hour and a half, something like that. So this is going to be beast though. Like, this is a completely different ball game in Blood and Wine, and you really have to appreciate the visual upgrade that it obviously received. And that's saying a lot because The Witcher 3 is already fantastic looking. It's like one of the most impressive games on any platform. Like I said, whether you're playing this on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, or the PC, I mean, you can't go wrong. Like, this game it's stunning. It is, you know, for lack of a better word, and, you know, given that this is a little bit different from my other reviews, it's stunning. It's all the way around, the story, sound, visuals, gameplay. I like The Witcher, man. I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can at least enjoy The Witcher 2. I don't think that I'm gonna be able to put myself through The Witcher 1. The gameplay in that, the visuals, everything look really, really dated. Maybe. I don't never say never, but The Witcher 2 is a possibility at this point because I really love this universe. So I would say yes, if you don't already have the complete edition and you're on the fence about it, maybe you don't have the season pass or whatever, then yeah, Hearts of Stone separately, totally worth it. It is totally worth it. The payoff, I think, in the story that it tells, and the characters like Shani and Olgierd they're just fantastic. They are fantastic characters, and there's one character that's pretty damn awesome that I won't spoil. He is a returning character from the base game, and you meet him early on. I won't say any names. I won't even give any hints, but man, it's pretty awesome when that final payoff happens. I mean, it's man, just it's really good. It's really good, guys. I recommend it for sure. So that's my review, Hearts of Stone. I'm sorry I couldn't say more without spoiling it, but it's still fantastic. It's still very much Witcher, and I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching.